We have in the studio right now Pat Perotti. Is it Perotti? I hope I pronounced it right.
Yes.
Perotti.
Yes,
okay. From Dworken and Bernstein. I'd been way aware of this, and I'd never heard of it before. Some legal statute or something called Pray. And I think this means people are going to be praying that other people catch on to this. I had never heard of it before. What is this about?
I'm praying that we have enough money.
He's a lawyer. I should point this out. Patrick is a lawyer who represents people in class action suits.
Yes, sir. Pray is a doctrine that's from the 3rd century, and it was...
3rd century?
3rd century. It's
you might try to catch up. Guess where we are?
No, it's, the old is the best. And it was established by the courts so that if there was a gift in a will or something, and the purpose of the gift couldn't be fulfilled, let's say they say we wanted to donate money to society to end slavery or end apartheid, and by the time the gift is ready, that practice is gone. Mm-hmm. They don't want to just give the money back to the government. So the practice is that in class actions, a lot of times people get those envelopes in the mail and it says you're in a class action, and most people take it and they throw it away.
I do. Yeah. I throw it away.
And the problem is the defendant and the plaintiff made an agreement to set up a certain amount of a fund to pay all you folks.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And if you throw that envelope away, that means a large portion, usually about 50% of that fund, isn't going claimed. It's unclaimed.
Because I'm not going to get my $1.15.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I get $2 out of respondents to call me more for it will cost more for the stamp
and everything else.
Exactly. But then you look at it and you say if a company dealt with the individuals and they overcharged them $4 each, but they did it to 2 million people, that's $8 million. And that's a lot of significant money. And so the choice is at the end of the day, you have all these unclaimed funds, so what do you do with them? Do you give them back to the defendant? Well, in most cases that happens, and our firm says that doesn't sound right, because if they agreed to pay out, let's say, $2 million, they should be paying out $2 million.
Okay.
And so we ask the courts and the defense counsel, we say, let's make an agreement that either we go to judgment for the whole amount, or we'll give you a discount. Instead of $4 million, we'll give you a discount for $2 million, that you agree that you're going to pay every penny of it. And if it doesn't go to the class members, it's going to go back to society, to charities. And most of the defendants, realizing that they're not going to prevail in the suit, say, we make a $2 million savings. That sounds like a good deal. Mm-hmm. And in this particular case, we have a reverter or a Pray that is the largest in U.S. history, and it's $14 million.
Man.
And it's going to go to about 34 charities in various amounts throughout the state of Ohio to help people dealing with homelessness and hunger and disease prevention and alcohol and drug abuse treatment and school scholarships and you name it.
So now, because I had not heard of this before, is this firm the first one to do this in this area or something? Or?
It's been done in other cases, but the fact of the matter, and as I said, it's been around for centuries, but most people don't use it.
The 3rd century.
3rd century.
King Arthur was the first one to invoke
back in the good old days.
Against the Knights of the Round Table.
Right, they used to wave those big chicken legs around and say, let's get some Pray money.
Absolutely.
But the fact of the matter is, it's been there and it's available, but most lawyers don't use it. And the reason why is because you can settle a case a lot more easily if the defendant says, I'll pay $2 million, and they know that they're really going to only pay $1 million, and they're counting on that. And if you say, no, we're going to hold you to the whole $2 million, they're going to fight a little bit harder, and it's going to take you longer. And to do Pray, the lawyer doesn't get any extra money. It doesn't put any more money in my pocket, whether I settle it the defendant's way or this way, but I have to put my name in that settlement agreement.
Who decides where this money goes as far as charity?
Usually the parties, what we do is we say to the defense counsel and the defendant, we say, let's split it up. You pick 10 charities, we'll pick 10 charities, and then the judge has to approve every one of them. So you have to make sure that, and we spec theirs and they spec ours, because I don't want them picking a charity where they say, well, it's my brother's charity, or it's something where it's not a legitimate organization, and then the judge reviews it carefully. So
is there anything to the company then will give less charity because they've already given it in a lawsuit money? They won't give as much later through the year?
I don't think so, because in fact the organizations that we give to in some of these cases, they're usually on the defendant's side, like with Grange Insurance or with Fifth Third we did the other day. We gave to certain organizations because members of their board work with these charities.
Okay.
And somebody in the community said, well, that's some little conflict there. And I said, what do you mean a conflict? They said, that's synergy. I said, don't we want corporations working in the community with charities and charities with corporations so we increase charitable giving? They said, yeah, I guess you have a point. And
so not specifically in this case, this $14 million came from, what happened?
This was a case involving an insurance company that issued incorrect charges all the way back in the 90s for a period of about 3 years for underinsured motorist coverage on auto vehicles. And we litigated it for 10 years. And that's the story of why it's so difficult to distribute the whole amount of the money, because after 10 years we have a list in that case of 220,000 class members. Half of those people have moved, some of them have died, divorces and remarriages and name changes, and you have a hard time finding them. So that's banked on by the defense is we're going to commit to giving X, but we're only going to give 50% of X. And we say we won't agree to that deal. If that's the outcome, then the rest of that money or a portion of it's going to go to charity, or we won't settle the case.